Hi, this is Christina, the Happy Heretic, and I'm just going to do a quick video because so many people have asked about DE in the worm bins, and yes, that's what you're seeing, and yes, that's a lot. I haven't had to use it very often because I don't mind most things that get into the worm bins. Centipedes, millipedes, black soldier fly larvae, potato bugs, ants, as long as there's not too many, and any number of other things that I sometimes can't even identify. However, today I came out and there was a roach, and that is a big no. I'm sure it's a result of everything under the sun being in there, the flood, and any number of other things. So just a couple of things about DE. First of all, I had some dry leaves on the top. Anyway, I try to always provide the worms with dry leaves, and that allows the DE to not get as wet as it would, because my worm bins are always as moist as I can keep it without it going anaerobic, which is pretty moist, and the worms seem to really like it, and they go to the wettest part of the bin almost without fail. So I had some dry stuff on top, and on this side it's a little bit wetter, but it will dry out pretty quickly. It's just because I turned it this morning. But the DE is sitting on top. It is completely harmless when wet or damp. As a matter of fact, I put a tablespoon in some lemonade every once in a while and drink it, by the way. So if one of your worms were to, I don't know, crawl up into the sun, which would paralyze them, and they were in a pool of dry DE and they could not dive back down into the moist bed, would they die? Probably. But if you're having mass migrations of your worms out of your bin, you probably need to check your conditions anyway. With this kind of scenario, first of all, I'm going to leave it alone. I need this top to stay dry, and I know that the bottom is quite moist. So I need the top to stay dry, and the little bit of moisture that was there did dampen some of the DE. And although DE is harmless when wet, it is effective again once dry. It doesn't ruin it. Basically it's fossilized diatoms, so it doesn't dissolve like that. Anyway, so there was a roach, and that's a no. And I had some ants and other things, and so this will take care of quite a few things, and it may actually discourage a few friendly decomposers that I normally would allow, but that's okay, because these bins, before the flood, I was prepping them to bring them in the house in the next month or so. Especially this is my ANC bin here. I was going to bring them in, and I can't do that when they're full of everything. They can't be full of outside when I bring them in. Outside, I'm 100% fine. I put anything and everything in the bins. I allow anything and everything except roaches. So if you have any questions about Diatomaceous Earth DE, post them below or Google. There's some fantastic information out there, and it's pretty good stuff. It will harm beneficials. Keep that in mind if you use it in your garden. If you're using it in your garden to discourage, I don't know, leaf borers or tomato hornworms, I'm not even positive it would work on those, but it might. But it works on quite a few things. And well, they're not even entirely sure what happens, but in theory what happens is the insect crawls through it, and it is a desiccant. It dries them out. Some people say that it causes millions of tiny cuts. I don't think we really know that. I think that's a theory. But in any event, it is fairly effective. Nothing's 100% effective except a nasty chemical, which I'm not going to use. So I just look for more control of the environment, and whether it's my garden or my bin, I don't look for perfection. And this is ugly, and I hate it when it's on my garden, so I don't use it very often. Only in cases of emergency, and I only use it in cases of emergency on my bins. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave them open today as long as it stays dry. Let the top dry as much as possible, and then I'm going to put the lids back on them so that nothing more goes in, and anything in there, hopefully, yeah, it's damp right below there, and anything below that's already in the bin hopefully will end its life cycle in there. So again, it's Christina, the Happy Heretic, and if you have any questions or suggestions, post them in the comments, and like it if you like it. Subscribe if you want to see what crazy thing I'm up to on any given day. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. Thanks.